Hello and welcome to my Sunday from. So today is just a mukbang and I have actually I made a recipe today and I thought like it was gonna be a regular day, right? But yesterday got kind of really bad and dark and so I was like, I don't know, like I'm just a girl forewarned. I don't know, it should be on my forehead because people don't really they're not really considerate about that, I think. Um, but how they say I'm just a girl at the end of the day. I made the Big Mama's um chili chicken cheese with rice um and chips. I also have a drink which is Gatorade zero sugar, zero calorie grape. So I have this and it's kind of like a big meal. So um yeah, let me get into this. Um, hmm, where do I even start about the recipe? So, this recipe, I thought it was the coolest recipe. It's family fun, right? Family friendly. It's fun, and I was excited to do it again on camera. And like the filming was successful. I haven't edited it yet, even, but I was being very thoughtful and mindful of having a following. I do have a fan base, and I do, when I need to hold accountability, I do. When I need to bring up awareness, I do. A lot of creators shy away from that, but I am an activist. I'm a Black community leader. Um, so, I mean, no matter what, my philanthropic side of Red Pill always will prevail. So, I think yesterday I was talking about something and not knowing, somebody could be going through something, but also knowing modern world exists, that people live in that people live for that. I impressed myself with the brand names. Campbell's cheese soup I used, this Gatorade, this Lay's, like, I mean, if you budget, you can really do it. Chile limon Lay's. And I myself was going through stuff from the pressures of the underworld, right? I mean, we don't talk about career criminals a lot because who would think they would take to being a huge presence online and continue their career in being criminals? So let's not jump to speculate when actually we've already been introduced to this nefarious character. But, like, he crowdfunded enough money that he could platform himself on TikTok. Who am I talking about? Chat Ninja. Chat Ninja. And because obviously he's been pulling the same shit over there, he's being, really loud and also being very obvious. Where did I come off saying that? Well, he didn't like gays online. Total xenophobe. On my name. went on a rant, several, attacking Paris Hilton's character and slandering him on a personal level, making claims alleging that he had sexually molested his children, threatening that if he continued to be online that he would make sure that CPS took his kids. I was like, what is wrong with him? He sounds exactly like Bree. What is he, a Bree simp? I have no idea what he does with his little crime mob. No idea what he does with his personal money, but I know he crowdfunded to be on TikTok. And in my opinion, equals brokey. So this happened when um of course Perez was at a low. And then he tells people, he wanted to continue so they would have a place for their hate on his show, in his chat room, where he was hosting online, having live streams and shows. Live. So basically, he did use his little mob of chat ninjas against, Perez Hilton, but, lo and behold, I find more than just his chat room doing it. And who do I blame? Brie Olson for threatening him several times, for wishing harm to his children by misusing CPS, etc. And I do mean etc. because this is a woman who would sell her child eventually while she was pregnant and then get sued by the state of Texas and California for kidnapping her own child. But I'm sure, you know, we didn't have to find out about this ways. And if you're out of the red, yesterday, Perez went live. He was with several other creators who are kind of part of the modern world, kind of very, very for the culture. And, they were eating it up. He was harming himself by cutting wounds into his skin. This is my friend, so immediately people were literally yelling at me as I was scrolling and going into chat rooms online, different apps, and I couldn't understand what's going on. All I saw was genital mutilation, crazy man online. And people I know started asking for prayers for Paris Hilton, keeping out suicide numbers, hotlines. To organizations that prevent suicide. It was like that Chester Bennington thing, and it was like I don't even know what the heck happened. And eventually, I got scared because the more I tried to find out, the more I saw, you know, a lot of hate towards him. And as I came to realize what was going on, I started reaching out to people. I saw that people started attacking me and mocking me and projecting the live stream onto me. But allegedly, Almighty had told everybody, "What did you do?" I called the cops. He was like, I got his accounts banned. Um, and I hope CPS takes those kids so he won't touch them ever again until he's well. Because all gay people are molesters. This is a man that couldn't read the room when I was in his chat room and literally tried to holler. Like, dude. Dude. Not everybody on YouTube knows that I'm friends with Paris Hilton. So, you know, of course, it'd be one of his biggest haters. Was taking all the credit from first responders, his concerned neighbors, his family and friends, everybody close to him, including me. You know, like we really do genuinely care about his well-being. I'm sorry you don't understand that because maybe you're a shitty person and didn't have that in life. Never had that. And the way, you know, gangs go, I don't think anybody's gonna come into your life and change that. You want to come after Perez Hilton, get your money up and wake up earlier, like I said. Because I'm not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. And obviously, he's done more than any of his haters online, including Almany. He's done more for our community, you know, for his friends, and, you know, they could ever. The art community, the industry, like he's done more and been more successful than they would ever, you know, that aspired to be. I mean, you think about it. Somebody with pea brains, with a bird brain, how far did they get anyway? When they're talking to a celebrity like he's a guy on the street, you know, wishing him death and attacking him because they think, oh, well, if I keep pushing, he's going to do it and end his life. And then all of a sudden it's shocking and surprising and too gory to deal with. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't read all my friends' messages. I don't go through people's phones. I'm not that type of person. Like, I'm very much in touch with my close circles. And I'm very protective of my bubble. But one thing I don't do is walk in their shoes. because, in my opinion, I couldn't fill them in the first place. And as individuals, their path is always going to be different. I feel blessed to have them in my life, and I'm glad that he survived. Me and a bunch of creators and YouTubers were all, you know, releasing a sigh of relief when we heard about the ambulance taking him. Yeah. And I don't want to make this about myself. And I also don't want to make this less of a serious issue because I feel like it became an issue for me. It felt very much like Kevin Samuels. I felt a heightened awareness that my friend was ailing. My greatest fear was that he cut so deep that he could die if he wasn't receiving care. And eventually, you know, this incident, this event could have led to that type of situation where he bled out or went into shock by himself in that room, in a streaming room. And like I said, he was doing random streams. He had a good amount of people watching him, and everything was fine and dandy. He just didn't feel comfortable. He just couldn't, be still and confident as I knew him leading up to yesterday. So finding out he was in somewhere else did shock me because I think because like when you end up as a kind of a celebrated person in a place where it's like high profile, um when you don't check in with a majority of your friends, it's shocking. So I had several feelings and emotions before I decided, seeing all the people mocking what have I already known just drove that knife into me even further. You know, like I said, Perez Hilton is a successful Cuban American, and making it on TikTok. But I see that differences to some people, you know, dehumanize, the whole point of being a creator in the first place. Just can my friends breathe fucking air without you judging them? Can they continue to be successful? Can they provide for their people, you know, in harmony with society? You guys act like he's Britney Spears and was always coked up and he was always driving crazy and drinking and driving and, you know, getting into fights with his spouse or something. I don't know him to behave in any of these ways, and I never knew him to have the capacity to understand the ending of life. So I thank you all who prayed for him, and I'll ask to anybody listening if you can continue to do so. So, I mean, and I'll get through this, part of my life I did the last time. And I think going forward, I hope that's the last chat ninja that tries to grift off of us. Yeah. Because he's like a bee, like literally a bee. He just goes from one show to the other. Yeah. I've seen him mess with 2K. And the place that he felt real comfortable was Fresh and Fit. So, I mean, that's 3 shows. And 4 if you count me, but obviously that was weird. Yeah. If we go by like what other people are saying, like, is it true he like has sex with his chat ninjas for gifts? You know? Are we supposed to make him an expert in Arab Paris Hilton? He's a very respectable man. And coming from all these creators that think they know, you know? Or a bunch of haters that literally wished his demise, like Brie Olson's, all the Brie Olsons of the world. Bitter baby mama terrorists. It's funny how hate does a 360 and we end up being more united, strengthening in numbers and counting, and coming up stronger, right? Coming up even more bigger and better than before. I thought I asked, could you pray for my homie in the hospital? And they wish him well, that you may recover fully and thoroughly. And thank you guys for watching. I'll post the recipe video soon. But I wanted to get through this early part of podcasting first. And I'm going to end it here. So I will see you in the next one. Maybe some different. Bye bye.